Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Hey everybody! Welcome back!
Do you know that show?
You're here. I'm Rooster.
I'm Bishop.
And today we're doing Ohhh Fluffy Part
Zoo.
Part Zoo, baby.
We had so many people ask for a repeat on Ohhh Fluffy, we figured we'd come back at you for another round.
Yep.
So I can't believe people just really love that one so much. Yeah, I mean, part 2. Let's get into it. Like, hey, when you're at the zoo, when was the last time you got hit upside the head with a bunch of monkey shit?
Get a handful of monkey crap thrown
Because you didn't give them a damn banana or graham cracker or whatever it is they put in those little quarter machines so you can feed animals in different parts of the zoo.
Dude, some of those zoo animals are too comfortable there. Because some of the shit they be doing is outrageous.
Oh yeah, I've seen my fair share of monkeys jacking off in the freaking exhibit. Yeah, it's not cool.
Oh my god, I've never seen that. I didn't know we were going that far.
Oh yeah, they do it. They don't care. They're like, hey, if I gotta sit in this glass case, you're gonna watch.
Oh, is this what you want to see? Is this what you like?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dude, some of those fucking animals. Have you seen that gorilla that they've had to replace the glass in this zoo like 10 times because people get up there and they go, up in the gorilla, and he starts bam, 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 smashing the glass. He's broken that glass out of the exhibit like 10 times.
Oh my god.
And they've had to replace it because people try to fuck with this gorilla.
I think maybe he needs a new home. I think maybe he's really pissed off.
Maybe this guy isn't happy here.
That people are on his grass.
Right.
He is not there for your entertainment. He is not happy about it.
Part of me is like, I mean, I don't want to sound too liberal or anything.
Oh my god.
But part of me can't imagine that these fucking giant beasts are held in these tiny little cages, like, you know, these elephants and shit constricted in like a 1 acre little spot when they're used to roaming thousands of miles every season. And like, yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't want to be in that cage with that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I could see some animals really not doing well in zoos, and that's why you have these programs where they try to breed these animals and then release the young back into captivity. I don't feel like it's as successful as it should be, but I feel like it's a good plan.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
It's better than the alternative.
The problem is that until you kill the fucking poachers that were killing its cousins,
they're still gonna be pissed off.
they ain't gonna live very long. It's still gonna turn into a coat or an ashtray or something. I don't know what the hell. But some animals though I think are very well suited for exhibits. Right? Bears. Bears are lazy.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
They're foragers. They're like us. They're foragers. They, literally, if I walked into a house and it had everything I could ever need, I'd never leave.
You'd be like, all right,
I'd never leave.
This is nice.
I'd put big windows on the exterior of the house so people could see me. Because I wouldn't go anywhere. But there are other animals that I don't like cats, right? They're hunters.
Exactly.
They're hunters.
Yeah.
Any predatory animal that's held in captivity is pissed off.
Right.
It's pissed off.
Right.
It does not want to be there. It is not your friend.
This is like SeaWorld trying to exhibit great whites, but then they figure out that because the great white is so used to commonly swimming around, that's how it gets its air, is by moving and getting...
Well, every shark.
Yeah, exactly. Through the gills, that movement is how they get their air. They can't even keep great whites for 2 months before they all die because...
But that I think is the instinct to live, right? Like if they're not doing what they are meant to do,
yeah,
they're not happy. I mean, it's like looking at the orcas, SeaWorld, right? Mm-hmm. And they've had multiple whales, and some of them were born in captivity, and some of them were naturally caught and then relocated, or something happened, they needed rehab or something. But unless you've seen an orca whale in real life, like in nature, and then you go to SeaWorld, it's still SeaWorld doesn't do them any justice.
I'm sure.
Right?
Yeah.
That dorsal fin on the back of that freaking whale is gigantic.
Yeah.
It is gigantic.
Twice as tall as me, if not twice as tall.
Oh yeah, 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
6 foot dorsal fin. Like coming out of the water, its eyeballs as big as your face. It's like when it's looking at you and you realize that you are just a little toy, and it is the cat, and you are in the water. You're like, oh please God,
Jesus.
Well, it's like I told you, you know, when I was down in New Zealand years ago, I went swimming with seals and dolphins, and it was a great day. It was a long day. It was an extremely long day.
At the same time or independent?
So independent, because you had to go to one bay to swim with dolphins.
Okay.
You had to go to another bay to swim with seals. The dolphins are very curious, and these are natural animals. And you know, there's a lot about dolphins I didn't realize until later on, and I'm glad that a lot of the things did not happen to me.
Like what?
Primarily that dolphins love to rape things.
Oh no, that is not good.
But they're very curious. They came right up, and I touched them, and they were just obviously there'd been enough, excursions out there. They knew what was going on, right? Yeah. We went to the seals. They don't get fucking anywhere near you. They don't get anywhere near you. And so when we were leaving, I mean, the closest they even got to me was as I'm underneath the water with my snorkel on, and I can see. I mean, judging, probably the closest a seal got to me was 15, maybe 20 feet, right? But it's cool. And you don't realize how big those animals are either. They are gigantic. And they're being kept in a zoo. They're not happy. They're not happy. But the point is that as we're leaving that day, and the captain's got the deckhand grilling and making drinks for everybody that went out for the day. You got the second or the right hand or the deckhand or whatever screaming at the captain on the flybridge to slow down. And we all go running up to the bow and we're looking, right? And this giant shadow comes swimming next to the boat. Giant! I am not kidding. I've seen Buick smaller than this thing.
Jesus.
You know what it was?
What?
It was a tiger shark that was going to go eat one of the seals we were just swimming with.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, it's in your contract.
We were just in there?
That's why we have you in a white wetsuit, so you don't look like a seal. I'm not a small guy. I look like a seal. I don't care what color you paint me.
Right?
That animal could have eaten me.
Oh, my God.
So...
Maybe you should have read the fine print on that, bitch.
Apparently.
That's fucked.
I mean, it was a good experience, but it was traumatizing at the same time. Just be glad there was alcohol.
As long as there's alcohol involved.
Oh my God.
You'll be fine.
So yeah, I mean, but animals that are hunters, I feel like when they're in zoos, they're just dwindling.
Exactly.
They go crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like, that's when you come into the sacrifice, you're like, do you want people to learn about these animals and see them, or do you want these animals to actually survive and live in their natural habitats? You know, it's like, it's hard to invade on them like that, sacrificing their lives for our knowledge.
Part zoo. These crazy people that jump into these enclosures with these animals.
Oh my God, right?
Hey, who thinks it's a good idea to jump into an exhibit with a bunch of Kodiak bears? I don't know if you've ever seen these bears in real life, but they are gigantic.
Yeah, I'm sure. What, like, probably 7 feet tall.
Well, so we'll talk about this in a second, but they are, just think of them as the largest bear there is, okay? And that's hard to imagine because they say the polar bear is the largest bear.
Uh-huh.
But we put a Kodiak and a polar next to each other because a Kodiak bear has more food available at any given point.
Okay.
They're huge. They're gigantic. I don't think its head could fit on this table.
I don't know if I've ever even seen a bear in person.
So, but when you see these people, like the guy, I think he was, I think it was California. I don't know. It was probably California. You guys do like to do stupid shit out there. I don't know.
Burn.
He jumped in the damn enclosure and was eaten. He was torn apart. And then they euthanized the bears. Was that the bears' problem?
Right, exactly.
They just saw a steak.
And they were like,
hamburger. Pot roast.
Thank you. I'll take.
Hey, I haven't been fed yet today. They're a little slow today. You look good. They feed me through a slot. You just came in here?
Right. It's a prime meal right here.
Right? Like, oh, I remember when I used to do this in the wild. And used to catch little deer and little frolicking animals.
That's like that guy in India who wanted to get closer to the tigers, so he went inside the tiger exposure, and the tiger grabbed a hold of him by the fucking neck and dragged his ass around, and they're freaking out, don't know what to do, start shooting at the tiger and shit. It's like, why is it the tiger's fault? This motherfucker should have stayed the fuck out of his habitat.
Yeah, no.
Those videos are brutal, though.
No.
It really makes you appreciate how advanced our society is, not having to be running from fucking tigers and spears and shit.
Well, it depends. I mean, where we live, joggers are attacked daily by cats.
by mountain lions.
It seems like it. They got something chasing them. Right. I don't know what are you wearing, but stop putting on bacon for cologne. I don't know. You might not want to go to freaking Toast before you go running and smell like a jelly-filled donut. I don't know. You stop that shit, it might be all right.
Right.
But these people, and at zoos, people seem to think just because the barriers are there that they're safe.
And that's the whole thing with that gorilla thing. People are fucking with the gorilla, teasing it and shit. It's like, you motherfuckers, I will break through this and fucking rip your head off.
Well, it's like, when we watch some of the funny videos on YouTube, like animals, retaliating. And we watched that one video of that chick getting smacked by that elephant trunk, where it straight flung her ass across the I mean, that elephant hit her so goddamn hard, you would have thought a bus hit her. She's flipping around in the middle of the air. What did you think was going to happen?
Right.
This is a wild animal they put a chain on and said its name was, Daisy.
Right.
Come give Daisy a banana.
Come give Daisy a hug.
No.
Daisy will wrap you up and give you a kiss.
No. That's one of the fun things we like to do is we like to go out to the big cat sanctuary, and that's where you can see full-grown wolves and these predatory animals, and they're kept in these special enclosures and things like that. But when you see them at feeding time, and that's our favorite time to go, it is the most eerie sound you've ever heard in your life.
Them just like ripping bones apart.
And them screaming and yelling and just going to town.
Jesus.
It's like they're full-blown insane.
Right.
They're just trying to relive a moment in their life, and they're just gnawing into this frozen turkey, wishing it was that 5-year-old kid across the fence.
Jesus.
It's like, now I understand why they made chain link. Because it gives me a 5-second head start.
Right. Right. Around here, every once in a while, you'll hear like some coyotes get a hold of a dog or something.
Oh yeah, just rip them.
That shit makes me sick to my stomach.
Just rips them.
Because you hear the dog crying and screaming, and then you just hear silence. All the coyotes, ho, ho, ho! Fucking deadly.
Well, where I'm at, I got cattle next to me.
Over there, you do.
Mm-hmm. So this is the calving season. So when those little calves get away from their mamas at night and those coyotes are running, it ain't pretty.
Yep.
I've seen more than my fair share of half-eaten calves in the morning out on that pasture. But I grew up with that, and that's nature. I mean, you can't expect anything other than that, and that's why it just blows my mind. I understand the need to preserve a species. I understand the need to rehab an animal. But I also feel like zoos are set up too much for profiteering.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, but at the same time, it's like you've got to be set up for profiteering or else you're not going to survive.
Well, I understand that. You have to make money to take care of the animals. You have to. But I also feel like there's too many animals that are basically they know that the animal can't survive on its own anymore. Mm-hmm. It's just too used to being taken care of.
Exactly.
And at the same time, I almost feel like in some way they're kind of exploited. I like animals. I mean, I like to watch them. I like to learn about them. I like to hunt them and eat them. But I just know that certain animals just go crazy. They just don't do well in a zoo.
Yeah, exactly. They're not used to it. And that's part of the problem, I think, with... I mean, like you're saying, there's not a huge alternative, but raising injured animals and then releasing them back into the wild, it's like once you release this animal back into the wild, it doesn't know how to hunt, it doesn't know how to find food for itself or even survive an attack of any type.
Its success rate goes way down.
Yeah.
It goes way down.
Yeah.
It goes way down. It's like taking V and asking me if I want to go be a lineman on the freaking Broncos defense line. Yeah, maybe one play.
Right. Maybe one play. I'll make it.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us. Leave those comments down below. Like the video and share it. We'll see you on the next one.
Yep.
Unless next round's on you.
We gotta go. Cheers, folks.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.